All right, my friends, we're gonna do some trap bar work here. Because I make these videos, I guess, for everybody to watch and for me to share, and sometimes people have questions on the videos. By the way, I don't always see all the questions or comments or whatever else, but I've been accused of this before, so I'll just address it. People say I do this stuff just for publicity. Me trying to make a professional basketball team, which is kind of an odd concept because I actually had a lot of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram prior to this basketball thing. As a matter of fact, I did sports science and I posted a lot of things about strength conditioning, training my athletes and all that stuff. And I sell strength conditioning programs. You want to get more jacked and athletic? Check out my training team. There you go. I'll get a sales pitch right now. But I don't sell basketball related things. I don't get sponsored basketball related wise. I don't make any money playing basketball. And I didn't, I've sacrificed a lot to do this. So it's not like this whole thing has been for publicity because, as a matter of fact, it's not that much more publicity than I had before. I'm just trying to do something that I think I would enjoy, and it'd be silly not to share. So like if I'm going to go do something, and I think this something has a low probability of succeeding, but I'm going to try my hardest and fully do it, I could do that quietly, or at the same time I could document it and share the ups and downs because, well, there's a low probability of succeeding. And I can increase the odds of succeeding if I share my journey, and maybe some opportunities can open up. People want to train me, people want to help me. I'm just using the resources I have at hand, just by sharing what I would do anyways. And so, you got to ask yourself, what's the smartest way or the best way to become a professional athlete? And in my case, utilizing my resources is obviously beneficial. Resources including social exposure. But to do this for publicity, there are a lot better ways I could do things for publicity. I could have played on a TBT team that would have played me. I could have made the story sound like, oh my gosh, I should have played and I was so good. There were several other teams outside of Eberline Drive who had asked me to play, by the way. It wasn't just one team. Eberline's a great team, by the way. So I sat on the bench next to a lot of really good players. I try to pop my knee. No shame in it. And the reality is, if you don't like what I do, that's okay. And you don't have to follow me. You don't have to, watch the videos. If you want to watch them, you might find some things I do enjoyable. That's cool too. But you can go do it yourself. Like, nothing is stopping you from trying to do stuff that you want to do. People are like, oh my gosh, Max, this isn't going to work or whatever. That's okay. It might not work. I've been pretty transparent from this. This is a difficult task. I'm going to try. And there's a chance I can make it. There's a lot of good things moving in the right direction. And I talk about this stuff and I share this stuff because, honestly, it's kind of, I don't want to call it lonely, but lonely is one of the words I would describe this journey. And thankfully, I have lots of supporters online, and it at least gives me somewhat of a sounding board to talk back off to, and to do this with people as well. And some people might be curious as to why I lift so much. Well, I like lifting. It's really not that much compared to how much I play basketball. And I showcase what I can. I was never that athletic when I played. And I feel like I need to maintain my athleticism. And this helps build my athleticism and maintain it. So I find it to be important, especially as I get older. I'm going to be 32 in October. So I need to keep whatever athleticism I have as I go find some weights over here to add to the bar. The difference between, listening to the negative comments and hearing them, because there is a paradox in social media. I found YouTube to be far more, well, less social than many other social medias. But you never know what opportunities exist. So if I would just like ignore all the messages I get or the comments, I would have missed a lot of opportunities because people do reach out to you through social media. Which is unfortunate at the same time because then you have to read whatever negativity comes with it. But you don't have to listen to the negativity, right? Don't worry about that stuff. I don't worry about it. So I appreciate people who say, hey, don't worry about it, Max. I don't. I'm just doing me. I'm focusing on me. So I figured I'd address that because these videos are kind of easy to make. I was going to lift anyway. I might as well talk to you guys when I do it. So I'm doing some rhythm trap bar work. And the idea of this is kind of like a non-contact plyometric. So contact meaning my feet hitting the ground. Think about kind of like dropping into the position and springing back out using your muscles. And you can increase the intensity by adding more weight or the speed of the fall. So add a little weight today. Just like that. And I'll vary the weight. I think I've gone as heavy as 300 pounds on this, but I don't do that often. That's probably too heavy. 185 is pretty good. 225 is pretty good. I'll probably do 185 today. They're really sneaky tough. Use a lot. Use these a lot this summer with my athlete. Probably saw videos of Ethan Happ doing this, some of his training. As a big man, you're constantly getting bumped and dealing with these small drops and bumps. In training, we kind of, well, and on the court, you deal with that. So in training, we build some of that eccentric strength. People don't always agree with my methods, how I train. That's okay. If you don't like my methods, don't use them. Totally fine. I'm not here to push methods upon you or how you should do stuff. I just explain why I use it. If you don't like it, that's okay. I'm responsible for my athletes getting better and liking it. And if they like it and they get better, that's who I answer to. So for my sets, I'm gonna do like 5 sets of this today. I did some lifting earlier, so I'm just gonna do one exercise down here. I'll do some isometrics for my quads after this. So that was my first set because I just kind of warmed up with the other weights. I'll do 5 sets of 10-ish, 8 to 10 reps, whatever feels right. Sneaky difficult. So today's workout, if you guys saw it, you can check out, I have a short on it or on my IG. I did a lot of hand work in the morning. So like, here's a chair right here. I can demonstrate for you guys. I was dribbling a basketball, and I would take the chair, and I would like make a move, and like push the chair, and it's working on your off hand being active. Because a lot of times in training, when you go for like a pull-up jump shot, you can have a lazy off arm and get a bad habit. I was playing one-on-one the other day with a former pro, and it's really inconsistent with my pickup, my jump shot. I realized my offhand timing was off. So like doing something like this and then pushing and getting back into it really helped today when we played a second time. Simply because I was able to use my offhand in training and get used to that feeling of timing the pickup versus just like bouncing it and letting it set into your hand. Big difference. It really helps. So I'll be adding that in. And the idea of this whole thing is always about learning, man. You play one-on-one, you don't like how things feel, instead of going home and pouting, try and learn from it. Make yourself better. Life is really short. And it's easy to get caught up in all the negative. But a negative typically is an opportunity to learn from whatever didn't go right. So have a growth mindset. Just try to get better. I like to keep my chest a little bit forward when I do these. I feel like if I get my chest all the way through and I go back down, I'm out of position. It kind of bothers my back. I like to think about just loading my legs, so slight bend, like in that bottom position of jumping. Seems to help a lot. Seems to be pretty useful. Whew. Long day today. So I did that in the morning, and I played one-on-one for like an hour and a half. And just really physical one-on-one. A lot of like defense, working on getting hit, getting bumped. And then offensively, I just worked on a bunch of hesitation stuff. Hezzy jump shots, hezzy jump shots. And that's the thing too, sometimes you play a one-on-one and you just try to compete the whole time and try to win. You don't always get better because you just do what skill you have that's up to the level of the competition you're against. Versus going in with a game plan and being like, I'm gonna work on this in my one-on-one. I'm gonna just shoot step backs. I'm just gonna shoot X, Y, and Z. Then you can compete still, try really hard, but with a purpose. And you can stress that skill set and that quality. Because I gotta get better as fast as I can. Whoo! At the end of the day, I only have like, I'm gonna give myself next summer to try this, man. This journey's not easy. You can't just gonna be like a pro player in like 2 weeks and 2 months and 6 months. It's a long time. And I wanted to showcase it from the very beginning. How much progress you can make. Because really, it all started like, I think I can make professional athletes a lot better at their sport. And I wanted to showcase how far I could go myself. It's one thing when you're already great and you're great at your sport and you do great things. What happens if you can take someone who's not great at their sport and make them good? That's a lot of progress, especially as someone who's old like me. Basketball terms old. Right, who's past their basketball prime, basketball playing days. Can I actually make myself into something? I think that'd be a nice testament to what I can do as a coach, is seeing what I can do as a player. Coach myself. And that's kind of why I'm doing all this and why it's not easy, man. It's like I do a lot of difficult stuff because the risk tolerance is very high. I'm able to do risky things, challenge myself at the highest degree to really see what I know and see if I can apply it. What better person to do it for than reap the benefits of success than myself? It'd be kind of cool. Cool. Woo! I'm gonna go do some isometrics. That's enough rhythm work for the day. My legs are cooked, but good workout nonetheless. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. Appreciate you letting me ramble. Take care.